Chris Scalzo here with
Matt Howell.
On this episode of The First Run, Matt and I are going to discuss the latest from auteur. I used the auteur. Wow. I can't say it even. Auteur. That means like fancy, big-time artsy director, folks. I can't say it, but that's generally what it means. Paul Thomas Anderson, or PTA. Also featuring Leonardo DiCaprio in One Battle After Another. It's described as the film, Matt, of 2025. Does the film deliver on its most almost universal praise? Or is it another tepid entry after and like Licorice Pizza? Another word I have trouble saying. Licorice. Licorice. I really just quit right now. I think we should just call it a day.
Should.
Licorice Pizza. My mom loves black licorice. Now it's in my head. I can't say it now. Licorice.
Well, my mom loves it too. Does everybody's mom love black licorice?
It's weird.
Feedback at the first run.
That stuff, right? It's horrible.
Yeah, it is disgusting.
It is gross. So there's that. And then we're going to bring back the Rankum because we'll do a final segment once in a while if it appeals to me. And I want to talk about, or at least rank, PTA's films. Mm-hmm. So we will do our TFR ranking, which you can find on our letterbox, well, specifically my letterboxd. Now, I guess you could always kind of copy it onto yours too if you wanted to.
Sure.
I don't know.
I could.
But I'm Chris Scalzo on Letterboxd, so you can find me there. And that's it. Have I fumbled this enough? Are we
I think
good?
so. Yeah.
All right, great. And here's another thing, too. I can never remember the name of this movie.
God.
It's I keep confusing. Like, it's another battle after another. It's one battle. You know, I keep like...
I keep wanting to say it's one battle at a time, but that's not right.
Yeah, so anyway, one battle after another. Let's hear a clip.
Rise and shine.
Bat an eyelash.
Good morning.
There are no hands on the clock.
Why?
Because they're not needed.
What time is it?
You know, I don't remember that part. All right, let's just not nitpick over the password stuff. Look, this is Bob Ferguson. All right, you just called my house. Let's cut the. I need the rendezvous point.
What time is it?
Look, Steve Lockjaw just attacked my home. I lost my daughter. This is Bob Ferguson. You understand?
Right.
I don't remember any more of this. I don't remember any more of this code speak. All right, let's just get on with what is the rendezvous point.
Matt, man, that's got to be frustrating when you're trying to hook up with your old resistance gang and you can't remember the passwords because you've been drinking and smoking too much of the reefer, I think as the kids say nowadays.
Yeah, that's what the kids call it, that's for sure.
So what is One Battle After Another all about?
So, as you heard, Leonardo DiCaprio plays a guy, air quotes, named Bob Ferguson, who was an explosive expert for a far left revolutionary group called the French 75 in his youth. And he fell in love with a woman named Perfidia Beverly Hills, who was also in the group, very militant. And they ended up having a relationship together. They have a baby together, and she can't handle being a mother, so she goes out and takes some risks and some risky jobs and ends up getting caught. And she goes into witness protection and sells out the group in order to save herself. And so Bob and his new daughter, who they've renamed Willa, are basically put in their own version of a far-left terrorist group, witness protection. Well, then it turns out that Sean Penn, playing a crazy army captain who had a thing for Perfidia, wants to join a white supremacist Christmas group, and he needs to cut off a loose end, whereas Willa may actually be his daughter.
Hail St. Nick. That's right, Matt. So PTA returns for me again after the lukewarm Licorice Pizza. And I don't know what it was. A lot of people liked that movie. It just did not connect with me at all. It felt, I can't even remember what my issues were with it. It was so long ago. I just remember walking out thinking, oh God, no. Like, I had some issues, too, with Phantom Thread, though I still enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. And also, too, this is a loose adaptation of the Thomas Pynchon novel Vineland, or Vineland. PTA had previously adapted one of his films with, I think, less, not quite as well, with Inherent Vice. I think he just had trouble wrapping his head around that film, and it didn't really kind of work. There's things about that movie I enjoy, but overall, as an entire experience, it's kind of a bit lackluster. But here now, we have One Battle After Another. Matt, as I said, the praise, the kids love it. Everybody's saying One Battle After Another is great, though there is something I'm going to bring up at the end that I'm kind of curious about, and I'm going to link something to everybody in the show notes so you can check it out. But 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Some people calling it like a clarion call film, the film of our time. And what are your thoughts on One Battle After Another? Is it really that good? Is it something that's pertinent and prescient and that needs to be seen? Or is it kind of an underwhelming kind of crime thriller? What are your thoughts?
It's good, and it's obviously very of the moment, right? I don't know if it was intended that way. I can't imagine it was, because they must have taken a while to build all this, right? But or make this film. But it seems to very succinctly apply to kind of what's going on at a kind of ridiculous extreme, for at least parts of it, for kind of current events, right? And I think it's really good. I struggle with the fact that if people are saying it's the film of our time, right? It feels like hyperbole to me. I think it's very entertaining. I think it's got a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Ludicrous situations and kind of absurdist humor in it, but it's also got some really cool action scenes. Mm-hmm. And I really appreciated all of that stuff. I think it's all really put together. Maybe a touch long a little bit. I don't know if it needs to be 2 hours and 40 minutes, but I think it's really good. I think it's really enjoyable. I had a good time watching it, but I don't know if it's the film of our time.
I'm leaning that way, if I'm being perfectly honest with you.
Really?
I consider There Will Be Blood Again to be the best film of the aughts so far. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if I need to even reconsider that, because this film, I really just knocked me on my keister. From the very beginning. One thing I'm really surprised by, too, is just how kind of funny it is. Mm-hmm. But also, it has this kinetic energy to it that I was just spellbound by from the very beginning. I never really found PTA to be particularly political or moralistic, just kind of be a really fantastic storyteller. But sweet Pete, Matt, my head has been swimming since I watched this. It has grown on me, and it's just not only because of how earnest it is, but also the humor. And everything kind of just comes together perfectly, including like the score for me for Johnny Greenwood. But Michael Bowman's cinematography, and then the performances in this thing are just out of this world. Leo is fantastic. I think Del Toro, this may be my favorite performance of the year so far, is Del Toro here as, I know he's Sensei, but I'm blanking on his last name. Sensei Carlos. Mm-hmm. Or Sensei Sergio, I think is what they call him. But Sergio San Carlos is his name in the film. There's a couple scenes that are just perfect magic. You know, that happen, I guess, once in a while. When he gets pulled over by the police and he has to do his, like, drug test or whatever, the
sobriety test.
The sobriety test. I just absolutely adore that moment. Have you been drinking? I've had some small beers. He's doing his little date. There's the line deliveries in this. He is just incredible in this film. But one of the things I really appreciate about it is that DiCaprio really isn't a hero here, right? Mm-hmm. He's kind of a bumbling buffoon that I think almost possibly even got sucked into this cause because he fell in love. Mm-hmm. And I think PTA has, received some criticism over the years for a lack of diversity in his films. I mean, like Hard Eight had Sam Jackson and Don Cheadle is in Boogie Nights. But especially lately, I think a lot of his films have been very, very, very white. Mm-hmm. This film here, I found, is actually anchored by diversity, particularly 3 black women. You have Tiana Taylor, who plays Persephone, and then you have Regina Hall, who is one of his colleagues in the movement, and then finally Chase Infinity, who plays his daughter. All of them, I think, are really fantastic, and they're the anchors of this film. They are the weights of everything. They're the driving cause of everything that happens. And then the film felt very urgent and needed at this time. For me, an amazing concoction of drama and humor and art and rebellion. It's just kind of, I wish Ari Aster had watched this before making Eddington. All right, because I felt like he really kind of fumbled a lot of the political, satirical messaging that he was going for. Mm-hmm. I think here PTA absolutely nails everything about it, right? It's focused, it's clear, and I almost see it as a cause to action. Not like in a violent kind of rebellion way, but more just seeing him so clearly criticizing, what the fascist state, just the utter disdain for the othering that happens. and how the military operates, particularly now at home, which is just blows my mind. Matt, really, this was for me just a fantastic experience, and I would say my favorite film of the year so far, hands down.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, do you think that this thing is better because of the true-to-life hits that are going on right now? Like, if this had happened, if this had come out 10 years ago, right, 10 years ago, like, we're still in the Obama administration, do you think that this hits just as hard?
I don't know, maybe not, but I mean, that's one of the things about film, right? A lot of times things are in response. All the horror films, particularly from the 80s, a lot of that stuff is just in response to Reagan's terms. Mm-hmm. Maybe it wouldn't have the same impact to me in 2000 and I don't know, 2010 or whatever. Probably, maybe not, but it's still a fantastic film. I don't know if it's a slight or a negative that should be drawn against it because of the current time that I lived in. I think art that captures the time, reflects it back to us, I think is very important, and I don't really have an issue with it at all.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying you should have an issue with it. I'm just trying to kind of level set the tone of what the film is, right? So that's all. Just a question. No worries.
That's fine. And I'm also kind of crazy. It blows my mind that a major studio. This is a Warner Brothers film. This isn't Focus. This isn't Neon. This isn't A24. This is a Warner Brothers film. I think actually releasing something this. I don't know if controversial is the right word, but I think it's a fearless film for me. Mm-hmm. It really is. I mean, the movements in this thing, what he accomplishes with its messaging and the violence, the action, all of this stuff, it is very tense. It is very, at times, unsettling and disturbing. I know I found myself getting riled up quite a few times watching this, thinking like, what would I do in this situation? That type, and it's just really it's a work of art for me that clearly has impacted me deeply. Matt, I'm feeling like it did not have the same effect on you. You kind of view it as a traditional just movie, while I read it as almost a clarion call to action. But that's probably me too. I'm much more. That's through my prism, right? I'm much more invested in this stuff. Not that you're not, but it weighs on me. Yeah,
I mean, it weighs on me as well, but I guess my point is, if you haven't already had the call to action now, then what the hell is what are you even doing, right? I mean, I guess, what do you need a film?
At this point, we're through the looking glass, yeah.
I don't know what else more they can do it. I mean, maybe if they kind of show that sitting around and hoping it'll vote itself into betterness, and that you may actually have to go out there and take action, like physical action of some kind. That's probably something that is worthwhile of throwing out there, right? I personally think that's what it's going to take. I hope it doesn't come to that, but that's what I think. Yeah, I think I enjoyed it. It just seems like, to me, that it didn't seem revolutionary to what it was saying. And I think it's right. I think it's of the moment, and it's what we need. And I commend that art like that is being put out there for people to watch, and hopefully it inspires people. But overall, I think it's a really well-made film that's just kind of holding up a mirror to things. And if you haven't kind of caught on yet, like, okay, if this is what it's going to take, then great. I just feel like you should have caught on, before.
A lot of people, I always got to remind myself that not everybody's attuned to this stuff as me and you. A lot of people are just getting through the day. They're paying the bills. They're picking the kids up from school. They got to run and pick up some food, right? A lot of people, that's, I think, part of the reason why we're in this mess. Yeah. Is a lot of people are just struggling to get by every day, and they don't have the time or the wherewithal or the desire to keep up with all this bullshit. And I understand that. I really do. But unfortunately, it's led us to here.
Yeah.
I don't want to moralize too much. There's a couple things film-specific that I do want to talk about, Matt, with you. And one of them is the car chase scene at the end of the film, which may be one of the most ingenious and entertaining car chase movie scenes I've seen in a movie. Mm-hmm. It's top 5 for me all time. Maybe even top 3. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it yet. I'm thinking about it. Maybe that's something we can do down the road. Mm-hmm. But there's a car chase at the end of this film that uses kind of, what is it? How would you put it? Vanishing sunset or horizon lines?
Yeah, right.
The horizons change because the road is very hilly. It's up and down, up and down. And the way he shoots this, especially also with the sound design, it really adds a level of tension and excitement to it where you don't know what's going to happen, and it really ramps up the fear, and it's exceptional. It's one of the highlights of the film. What were your thoughts about that? Did it have the same impact for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great car chase, and I think it's very cleverly done, and I think the kind of way it all plays out, I think is excellent. It's a fantastic car chase.
Yeah, absolutely, folks. I would almost recommend it just for that. I do appreciate, like Matt said, it's a long film, right? I know we joke around about it being like a tight 90 or a tight 85 or something like that, but I do not mind a long film if it's going to give me something this good. Also, too, I want to give a little quick praise out to Kevin Teague, who is in this film. He plays kind of the main Christmas Adventurers Club guy. He's the leader. I remember first seeing him in the TV show Emergency, in syndication or reruns when I was a kid. And he's one of those guys he's one of those guys, I guess what I should say, right? If you were to look him up, you'd see, oh yeah, that's him. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff like, I think career highlights, I think for him would include Roadhouse, right? Mate One, 8 Men Out. Just a really fantastic character actor, and I love the fact that I got to see him in another film. I think he's in his like mid 80s at this point,
right?
But still, it was great to see him as well. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else I wanted to mention to you? I don't know, Matt. I have one thing I was going to talk about. I mentioned in the opening, but before I do that, I don't know. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
I guess this really, as the music guy, did you find the kind of constant dissonant piano notes that just kind of run constantly through this whole thing kind of distracting after a while?
The exact opposite.
Okay.
So at first I didn't care for it. It was kind of, it felt a little too chaotic for me, and I didn't, and it wasn't really adding anything to me. It was distracting, is what it was.
Right.
But as the film unfurls and it begins to pick up energy, right? So the first part of the film, well, I mean, you're shot out of a cannon to begin with. And then we're slowly going up the roller coaster, tick, 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 for a few minutes, right? And then the free fall starts, and it's just no breaks for the next like hour and a half or so. And initially, I didn't care for it, but as the film progressed, I have to admit, I actually have it as a note here as well. That it really kind of comes together and for me captures the vibe of the film as it goes, helps propel things and keep us feeling a little bit off balance and a little paranoid, just like Pat Calhoun, Leonardo DiCaprio's character here, I guess at some point when he becomes Bob Ferguson. That, it really kind of adds to me for the tension and the feeling of being off balance and unmoored throughout the entire thing. So I think it ends up working out pretty well. I don't know if it's something that I would listen to, like, independent of the film. Like, today I was listening to, as a retreat from all the madness, what I like to do is watch Roger Moore Bond films or listen to John Barry James Bond scores. And today I was listening to A View to a Kill, because there's also a lot of that Duran Duran song mixed in, symphonically as well, which I adore. And that's the kind of stuff, I listen to over and over again. This probably not, but it does, I think, and then ends up serving the film well.
All right, great. Fantastic.
One thing I was going to mention, I talked about it earlier. Brooke Obie, who's a film critic, her review of this film is actually much more critical. She did not care for this.
Okay.
And she is a film critic of color. And she does not care for how PTA uses people of color in his film, particularly this one. Her review is titled One Fetish After Another, PTA Exploits Black Women and Averts Revolution. I don't think I agree with the central treatise of her review, but it's an interesting perspective that I hadn't really thought about. Because when I watch it, I see it as the three black women kind of driving it, particularly, is Perfidia. I think absolutely. But I relay that to her kind of owning her sexuality and taking control of things. Though I will say, there is that issue, the interaction she has with Sean Penn, who, again, too, which we didn't even mention here, I think is delightfully slimy and gross and disgusting in this film. But I think I didn't have as much of an issue with her motivations because I always came to them as those were decisions she was making and not responding to outside stimuli.
Right.
Maybe I'm wrong about that. But either way, it's actually a really interesting perspective on the film. So I'm going to link it in the show notes so you can read it. I think you should. I think it's Interesting. Though she is on Substack, which I would push for anybody who's on Substack to transfer over to Ghost because of Substack's bizarre and ill thought out commitment to air quotes free speech by actually promoting legit, and I am not being hyperbolic. I am not just saying this as a personal opinion, but actually promoting like Nazi blogs in their feeds. I think everybody should be off Substack because of that. Regardless, check it out. It's at blackgirlwatching.substack.com. And again, I will link it though, so you can check it out. There'll be a direct link to the show.
Nice.
All right, Matt, I'm sitting on an A for, obviously, for One Battle After Another. You?
All right. I'm going to give it an A minus.
All right. It may not be it may not be my favorite PTA film, but it's the best film I've seen this year so far. That's the last thing I wrote. So here you go, folks. If you had a chance to see One Battle After Another, it is currently in theaters. Shoot us an email at feedback@thefirstrun.com. Exciting stuff, folks. All right, Matt, let's close out the show then and rank our favorite PTA films. We'll do it on the Letterboxd here. I don't have a clip. I didn't bother because I'm a busy guy. I apologize. In fact, I just plumb forgot. So I have my Letterboxd open. Let's go to my lists. Again, you can find me at Chris Scalzo. We have TFR, Rankum, PTA. Now, Matt, you've seen everything but Hard 8, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, I actually just watched Hard 8. I think I mentioned it in the opening of the show. And I can't remember if that was off air or not. But I just watched Hard 8. I've owned it digitally, I think, for about a year and a half. I picked it up for $5 back then, and I finally watched it last night. And you haven't seen it, and I would say I don't really have a problem with that being last. It's interesting. It feels very much like a 90s movie. Like a more, like an attempt to be at a more, I don't know, this sounds insulting, I don't mean it to be that way. Like an intellectual, more reserved, up in the head version of a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Right.
But it's interesting. I think you should check it out. I don't know if I'd buy it.
Right.
Thankfully, I only spent $5 on it, so I don't feel bad. I gave it 3.5 stars on Letterboxd.
Okay. All right, so Hard 8.
Hard 8 is
Last. Okay.
I'd like to put Licorice Pizza next. I do not like that movie at all.
I'm fine with that. I mean, I was kind of going back and forth on whether it should be Licorice Pizza or Inherent Vice. I think Inherent Vice is kind of a mess, but at least it's interesting in parts, whereas Licorice Pizza is kind of bland.
Agreed. So right now we're going from, not to say worst, we'll say least best. Hard 8, Licorice Pizza, and Inherent Vice.
Yes.
So we have left is Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, There Will Be Blood, The Master, Phantom Thread, One Battle After Another. In that list, I think I'm going Phantom Thread.
Yeah, for me it was either between Phantom Thread and Magnolia, but I
Really?
Yeah, it's been a
You're
long
not
time.
a Magnolia guy.
I remember when it came out in 1999, obviously the follow-up to Boogie Nights, which was a big moment in people who were into film in college and things like that. And I remember it being, I think, a little overstuffed at the time, right? And I haven't really revisited it that often, so maybe I'm being unfair to it. But I think compared to what came after, what else is on this list, I think I'd be hard-pressed to put it above some of this other stuff.
Now, I would put Punch Drunk Love above, Magnolia would go above Punch Drunk. In fact, my preference would have to be Punch Drunk Love would be next.
Okay.
So that
that's fine. I mean, I guess I wouldn't
enjoy, but I enjoy Punch Drunk Love. I think it's good, but
yeah,
compared to what's left.
So we're saying, Hard 8,
Licorice Pizza, Inherent Vice, Phantom Thread, Punch Drunk Love.
Okay. All right, then I will have to insist that Magnolia is next. Look, you're just thinking about the Tom Cruise speech.
No, I'm not.
I'm kidding.
I am not at all, my friend. There's so many great little moments, vignettes, and different side things in that. Never mind the absolutely perfect score by John Bryan and Andy Mann.
Okay,
not
then,
at all, my friend.
Then what is underneath that, then? Out of what's left of the best film of the 21st century so far, There Will Be Blood.
Of Mallory Waters? I mean, it's just so many... Okay, sorry. I personally would probably go The Master. I think that film is good, but I think that film is all Philip Seymour Hoffman, and Joaquin Phoenix is very good in it as well. But I feel like I would watch Magnolia before I'd watch The Master again.
I don't know about that. I really don't.
All right, well, let me ask you this. If I gave you Magnolia, would you put The Master next? Or do you need that
Yes.
like in your top 3?
I don't need it in the top 3 because then we come down to One Battle After Another, the best film of the 21st century, according to Chris Piascalzo, There Will Be Blood, and then Boogie Nights, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would put The Master next as number 4.
All right, so we're going to sit 4-5 on Magnolia / The Master.
Okay.
Then I go Boogie Nights as 3, One Battle After Another 2, and then There Will Be Blood 1 would be what I would say.
I absolutely refuse to put Boogie Nights any lower than 2. It is I dare say it might be one of those perfect films where it's endlessly rewatchable and not a moment of it is wasted. And I would also say that while I agree that There Will Be Blood is a better capital F film, you're going to watch Boogie Nights 7 times in a row before you watch There Will Be Blood once. For the average person.
You dirty motherfucker.
I don't.
You know I'm right. You know I'm right.
I don't.
You
actually.
know I am right.
I don't. I've watched There Will Be Blood more than I've watched Boogie Nights.
What is wrong with you?
Because the sheer listen, I'm the failed artist of the group, right? It's
Okay.
I think it's just the artistry of that film and Plainview there. Why am I blanking on the cat's name? Dear God.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Thank you. His performance in that. Listen, I don't feel well tonight. I've been having issues all night long, all day long.
Sure.
I do not feel well. Because I'm going back and forth if One Battle After Another is now his best film. And you want me to... So you would have... All right, let me reset.
Mm-hmm.
So you want Boogie Nights as 1 or 2?
Let me just also pause here.
Okay.
So are you saying the film that you just gave an A,
Yes.
that One Battle After Another is the best film of the 21st century? Because that is what you have been saying for the past however many years that There Will Be Blood. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, whenever it came out, 2007.
Yeah.
So it's been 18 years.
Yeah.
We haven't been doing the show that long, have we? Oh, my God.
We've been doing it. My daughter just turned 14, and we were a couple years in when she was born.
Because, yeah, you left for a little while. You abandoned me.
I did.
You abandoned my boy.
When did the Fantastic Mr. Fox come out? Because that was our first show.
Yeah. That's it. That's a good point. I could look that up. Oh, what I'm doing is I'm on the search on the website for some reason, like a dum-dum. That was numero 1. And we did Thirst, too. 2009. 26 years.
Huh?
2009.
2009. So it's been, what?
Did I say 26 years?
You did say 26 years. It really threw me off. I'm like, wait, that can't be right. 16 years, yeah. 16 years, yeah.
Man, I got to tell you, Billy out there, thank you for being our listener this entire time. Shauna, if you're out there, I haven't heard from you in a while. Shoot us an email. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with this, Matt. So, all right, I think I'm gonna chalk it up to recency bias, and I'm gonna go One Battle After Another down to 3. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I completely accept that. I'm challenging your notion that you love One Battle After Another so much that it would be above There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable saying it's above Boogie Nights, but
I'm not. Look, I've given you a lot of concessions here.
yeah, I guess so. Though you wouldn't. The whole Magnolia Master thing is driving me crazy too. But all right, so say we call it at that. That would be. Well, how about that? That's our. Yeah, I'll give on There Will Be Blood and Boogie Nights if you swap Master and Magnolia.
Fine.
Sweet. That's the art of the deal, folks, right there.
That's because I should have dug my heels in on some of the earlier ones to make it more of a fight. I just rolled over on some of those.
That's just because you want to get off the phone.
That's not true. That is not true. How
the
dare
bed.
you, sir?
All right, so we go Hard 8, Licorice Pizza. I've been nailing that licorice. I'm very excited for myself. Inherent Vice, Phantom Thread, Punch Drunk Love, The Master, Magnolia. That's right. One Battle After Another, Boogie Nights, There Will Be Blood is where we are sitting at this time. The recording of this episode, September 30th, 2025. That is your definitive list that would probably change in a week of our ranking of PTA's films. So there you go, folks. You can check it out on Letterboxd. Yeah, you can again look for me, Chris Scalzo. Hit me up. Become my friend. I'm a pro on there. I'd love to be your friend. How many people do I have on how many friends? You know what my problem is? I'm not on this damn thing enough. I committed myself earlier this year to do it.
Yep.
Then I stopped. And then I just spent like a week trying to catch up.
Yeah.
And part of the problem is too is like I don't remember everything I watched that was independent of us going to the theater. But I've been catching up. I think what are my last 4, Matt, then? Are Hard 8, One Bad After Another, Ballerina. I already watched Ballerina.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Man, that grenade fight scene still works. Yeah, that thing is great. I know that includes the deleted scene on that. It's actually extended. There's actually like another 2-3 minutes of that scene. It's all right. It's all right. And then The Crazies. Remember The Crazies? The reboot?
Oh, yeah. With Timothy Oliphant?
Yeah. I watched that too.
Okay.
I like that a lot. That still holds up pretty well, too. Those are my last 4. Do you know what your last 4 on Letterboxd are off the top of your head? Ooh. I can vamp if you need a second.
Well, it's going to be whatever we watched, I think, for the show. I think we've been watching TV. I don't think I've watched any movies since the last show.
Yeah, all right. Where are you in Peacemaker?
I haven't started it yet.
It is so good.
I bought the first season on Blu-ray. I want to watch it, kind of re-level set myself, and then go into the next one.
It is exceptional. I'm really enjoying it.
Okay. Yeah, I finished watching, I was watching Alien Earth, so I finished that up, and then I caved, and with the other Mrs. First Run, we watched the first season of Wednesday, which was entertaining.
I hear the last season's not very good at all. How many seasons are there now?
2. The second one just came out. Yeah.
All right. I can't talk about Alien Earth because there's rumors that there will be a screen run return for that.
Oh, okay. Then let's
The
not.
problem is Lady Wand is like traveling all the time.
Oh, really?
That's her thing, yeah. Now, yeah, she's all over the place. So at some point, I think hopefully we'll get together and we'll just do a recap of the whole season. We'll see.
All right.
We'll share our thoughts on it.
Is she live, laugh, loving? Is that what she's doing right now?
I don't know. That's a good question. She might be.
Okay. Nice. Good for her. Good for her.
Yeah, proud of her. She's a good kid. Good egg, that one. What else was I going to say? Is that it? I think that's it.
I think that's it.
You got to watch Peacemaker. You know, I can't believe there's no 4K of Peacemaker. It's very upsetting. Of the first season.
It is. I really don't like buying things if it's not in 4K, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, you know?
Yeah, Apple TV, too, announced today, I think, that they will not be putting out Killers of the Flower Moon in physical media.
Really? Those sons of bitches.
There is an import disc somewhere. I don't know if it's France or Germany or Italy. I can't remember. There is a disc out there.
And what's so messed up that that's Apple, Mr., you know, buy our brand new hardware every year because you need the latest version of it, and they won't put something out on physical media. It's messed up, bro.
That is messed up, bro. All right, Matt, what's going on next week on the big show?
So it sounds like we're definitely catching Smashing Machine. Uh-huh. We do want to check out Good Boy, but it is a Shudder joint, so we think if we wait just a little bit longer, we'll be able to catch it on Shudder. Yeah. We're busy guys. Let's be real here. So we may not see Good Boy this week, but we're definitely going to check out Smashing Machine.
For sure. Yeah, Matt, I think Good Boy is like 78 minutes long.
Nice.
So I know you'd be happy about that. Is that it? That's it. Check us out at thefirstrun.com. You can find archives of all the old shows. The report card is there. There's a little player. You can just start playing episodes, and you can listen to us as you go to sleep. Have my dulcet tones rock you to sleep until like a movie clip starts and someone starts dropping F-bombs, and that'll just kind of pull you right out of it. And what else? We're on Instagram and Facebook-ish, YouTube, and I'm on Blue Sky. The First Run is there, and I'm there as well. It's Chris Scalzo. And then go over to Apple Podcasts. Give us a review. It'll help other people find the show. And I think that will be that. So we're going to go ahead and take an extended break. We love you all very much. Please stay safe. Take care of yourselves. And we'll see you all soon. Love you.
God damn it! Viva la revolution!